Hello there, Quicksilver Slash, coming at you with another World of Warships replay. Today I'm playing on Trident, driving my Tier 5 Japanese destroyer, the Kamikaze R. I'm alongside NV Mountain Dew, who provided that Sherman Jumbo replay, the 1v9 that I featured the other day. This wasn't the replay I wanted to feature, but due to some troubles with a replay file, I decided to fall back to this one because it wasn't as buggy. And until replays are fully featured part of the client, it's just something I'm going to have to deal with. Now, I was fortunate enough to get the Kamikaze R as a part of the online missions on the internet browser in the World of Warships portal, 150 pearls as part of a community event. I really like this. It's replaced my Kamikaze simply because it's a premium ship, so I can use my other Japanese destroyer captains in it. So right away, I'm heading towards B, with the intent of just luck checking some torpedoes out and hoping to catch someone unaware. Now, like many Japanese destroyers, this one can be a bit of a stealth ninja. It's got 6 kilometer detection range. I do not yet have the captain skills necessary to reduce that, and it's got 7 kilometer torpedo range. They're 68 knots and do a maximum damage of 14,400, so you can devastate some unaware battleship captains, even cruiser captains. And the 120mm guns on this thing, I feel, are still enough to keep yourself in a fight against an American, especially if you have a bit of a support. I feel too many people forget that they have guns on Japanese destroyers and end up focusing on trying to get a torpedo spread out as they're about to die, rather than fight back and get some good damage in. So my plan now is to head over to Cap C, provide some forward screen for my division mate, and try to keep things spotted, let him do some damage with his guns, and get some of my torps out. I probably get a little aggressive off the start here. I see that enemy destroyer, and I zoom in, ready to fire guns blazing. Not the best play considering there's a Warspite right beside me, well inside my detection range. And you'll see once I'm clear of this smoke, I get detected. Luckily, I don't become a focus of attention too much right away. However, I am pretty set on trying to kill this guy. I'd had a couple games prior where some destroyers ended our games early, so I just wanted enemy destroyers dead. Keeps popping in and out, laying that smoke screen without slowing down. Don't really manage to land too much damage on him, but do a spread of torpedoes, hoping to catch him and or that Warspite out. But as I become the focus of attention for all the enemies, I turn tail, pop my smoke, and just start running. And I'm lucky that the shells that hit me only damage my engines and rudder. I'm inside my smoke at this point. I'm safe. I don't have too much to worry about. I do have last stand, so I'm still able to maneuver if need be. But for now, I'm comfortable. And I'm just going to use my guns to try to put out some extra damage and help the team while I'm hidden in this smoke screen. Now, unfortunately for me, I have driven out of the smoke screen. I'm now detected again, so I'm trying to get behind this island. The engines are about to repair. I don't want to use my repair cooldown, which just came back, in case I get hit, a fire starts or something like that. And no one's firing at me, so there's no panic just yet. Managed to duck a set of shells that were aimed at me, and now I'm accelerating away safely into cover. No longer a line of sight on my ship. And can go back to trying to ninja torp some of the enemies. So just to give you a little more information on this ship as I kind of drive about over here looking for torpedo shots. not a lot going on. It's 120 millimeter main batteries, has 4 of them. They've got a reload of 6 shots per minute, which is pretty good. I find their 180-degree turn time is a little slow, but that's something you get used to in the Japanese. It's 25.7 seconds stock. So as long as you've preempted where you think you need to be looking, you can put the damage out. Now if you come across, you know, a Clemson, which honestly I think does a lot more damage than the American Tier 5 counterpart, you could be in some trouble. But once again, you've got a better detection range, you can use that to your advantage and try to keep everyone else at an arm's length. So I fired off a set of torps at their New Mexico there, and as you see right there, kept driving in a straight line. So I got 2 nice torpedoes into him. I'm finally starting to put some damage on the board, nearing 20,000. And this is where the game starts to pick up. Now a quick look at the team scores. We look to be doing pretty good. Both us and the enemy team have 1 cap. No one's gotten C and we're actively contesting it. We've got a 3-ship lead that continues to grow. And I think that ends up hurting our team a bit. I think too many people on our team maybe feel comfortable with what's going on and kind of get lulled into it, because you'll see the enemy begins to rapidly start to claw back some of those kills. Now we spot that enemy Kamikaze, and once he disappears into the smoke and I'm no longer spotted, I turn in and I'm going to go on the aggressive side. Just waiting for that American battleship to get destroyed.
Our team has taken the lead.
So he's now dead. I am safe to basically bull charge this smoke screen. Well aware that there's a destroyer in there, probably has torps waiting for me to get spotted again. So I've got to be a little careful, but I've got my speed boost active. And there he is. He gets detected. He's slowly going astern. Put 4 shells into him, and then I throw out a set of torpedoes. 1 behind him, 1 right where he is in case he fails, and 1 in front of him. Basically trapping him inside, forcing him to slow up or eat the torpedoes. And then I go back to my guns, putting in the gun work. And you can see, at no point these guns ever turn to face me. He's just focused on getting those torps into the water, which don't end up hitting anything. So the enemy team has now clawed back a couple of those kills. They're capping A out from under us. We just got C, so we're still safe. We've got the cap advantage. But I want to be proactive, so I'm heading to B. I know with what they have left, other than the Kamikaze R that they've got, I'm always going to spot them first. So if it's a bunch of cruisers I come into, I can turn away. And right now you can see one of those glitches. One of the friendly ship's health tags is just driving off into the middle of the ocean. And this was the best replay I could find. The Fuso one that I wanted to share wouldn't even load. So, like I said, I apologize for the glitches and any of the weirdness that might have been going on already. I'm hoping I can fix that with a reinstall of the client. So me and my friend Destroyer, we go into B, we start capping it out from under them, making sure that they never have the cap advantage and that we can keep the small points lead that we currently hold. We do, however, as a team have one other problem. One of our battleships here, just to the northeast of C, is about to go AFK or disconnect. And he's going to sit still up there for quite some time and not provide any support. So while we may look to have an advantage in ships. We do not. The enemy Kamikaze R gets spotted. Friendly destroyer puts torpedoes in the water, and then starts firing his guns. I'm just focused on that kind of range. Destroyers are going to dodge it. I don't normally put torps in the water until a couple kilometers away, unless I'm hoping to try to steer them, which could have been this Kamikaze R's intention. By putting those torps, force the friendly destroyer to turn straight, which would open him up to fire with his friendly cruisers. But with the health differential we have here, he's fired his torpedoes. I know I'm safe to just go into a gunfight. I drop torps in the water, and then I just focus on shooting him. If we just sit broadside on, I'm going to come away from this unless he gets a lucky strike and ends up detonating, which, hoping with the modules I've got equipped, will not happen. There we go, we finish him off, and I managed Cap B. But teams are essentially even right now, because we still have that battleship driving up the border wall, AFK, and the cruisers are starting to move in. Now my initial plan was to turn back into that Kamikaze smoke and try to use it to ambush, but I don't make it there. Enemy Königsberg spots me, I pop my smoke, pop my engine boost, slow up, stay inside of it while I turn around, try to keep myself concealed, and then I just punch it to get out of there. I do not want to give that Königsberg a chance to unload on me. His guns will shred me to pieces in short order.
Torpedoes astern! Torpedoes astern!
The Königsberg dodges the two torps I sent at him, but I got one into that Omaha to the north, which was pretty lucky because they were kind of just thrown hoping to hit him, but he kept driving in a straight line. And I don't understand why so many people just drive straight when a destroyer's around. You know when they're there. I've been spotted many times. I was just actively spotted by the Königsberg. They had to know I was there if they were looking at their map. And it's just one of those things, and it's not a low tier thing either. I've been in tier 9 and 10 games, driving around in my Fletcher, and I'll get spotted. And I'll be shooting actively at someone, and they just seem to tunnel vision and ignoring me because they're focused on some cruiser or something, and let me get 2 kilometers away from them and I dump 10 torpedoes into their side. Like, people, please look at your mini-map. Or don't, because honestly I do like getting the kills for just throwing torpedoes straight at where the lead indicator says to. Now, I've made a misplay here. I should have kept running, just gotten out, but I got greedy, wanted to try to put some torps in the water, and that island ends up holding me from turning away, and I eat a lot of shells here. But he drives in a straight line, and I get the kill, which is awesome. So it's essentially 2 against 2 right now, because that friendly battleship over on the 10 line is still AFK. He says he disconnected, but I don't believe that, because he was actively driving, and to my knowledge, and any time I've disconnected, my ship has come to a full stop. Turrets have pointed fore and aft.
Our victory is in sight.
Until you reconnect. So I think he had to get up for his computer for some reason, and it put us at a big disadvantage. But I think his mere presence on the team scores kept these cruisers wondering. So I use a little opportunity here before I disappear behind the island to put a couple shells in, knowing that even if I got spotted I would safely be behind the island before any return fire. and then around the island to the south, just trying to keep myself outside that 6-kilometer detection so that I can continue to throw torpedoes into the cap.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
See, the friendly Arizona is focusing on that Koenigsberg. Meanwhile, the enemy Omaha is heading to the south around that island. And in a second here, Koenigsberg is going to get nuked by the Arizona, and I do the only reasonable thing, which is try to finish off that Omaha. And right there was another glitch. I never removed the UI, but disappeared for a few seconds, then came back. So with one ship remaining, I head straight for his last known position, hoping to ambush him. He turned around a little quicker than I thought, but I make sure to get my torps in the water. I do a bit of a mixed spread in case he tries to slow up return, and then I start returning fire. And he doesn't manage to finish me before I hit him.
Engine damage.
And there we have it. End of the game. Got 66,000 damage, 4 kills, managed to put 6 torps into different targets, and I really felt I had a big impact on that game and helped us win it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this. Hopefully tomorrow I've managed to resolve any of the issues I have with the replay engine, and I can come back at you with a better replay. Thank you all for watching.